Okay, I have a confession to make. For years, I cleaned my cat's litter box with vinegar because I thought I was doing the right thing. Natural, cheap, no harsh chemicals, and it actually neutralizes the smell. And I sprinkled clay litter in every week without thinking twice about what was floating in the air around me and around my cat. Then I started reading the actual research on this, and I genuinely felt sick. Today, I am walking you through 5 things hiding in your everyday cleaning routine and your cat's litter box that could be quietly straining their kidneys right now, and exactly what to do about every single one of them. Let's get into it. The vinegar trap. What happens when natural meets sensitive kidneys? Here is the thing about vinegar that nobody puts on the label. When you scrub your cat's litter box, spray your floors, or mop with a vinegar solution and let your cat walk back in before it fully dries, you are not just leaving behind a smell. You are leaving behind acetic acid residue that your cat walks through, grooms off their paws, and in the case of strong fumes in a poorly ventilated space, breathes in directly. For a healthy cat, this is usually just unpleasant. But for a cat whose kidneys are already working harder than they should, which honestly includes a lot of senior cats and cats we do not even know yet have early kidney stress, even low-grade acid exposure can disrupt the body's acid-base balance in ways that force the kidneys to compensate more than they should be. Vets are clear that cats with any kidney condition should have zero contact with vinegar in any form. And all cats deserve better protection than most of us tend to give them during cleaning. The fix is genuinely simple. If you use vinegar to clean, keep your cat completely out of the room until the surface is dry and the smear has fully dissipated, which takes at least 30 to 60 minutes depending on your ventilation. And now here's the part that surprised me most when I dug into this topic. The clay litter secret. Not all dust is created equal. Most cat owners have absolutely no idea there are 2 completely different kinds of silica floating around in the cat litter world, and the distinction between them matters enormously for your cat's long-term health. The crystal litter that looks like little clear beads, that uses amorphous silica gel, which is considered non-toxic and actually produces less dust than most clay alternatives. That is not the one to worry about here. The real concern is cheap clay-based clumping litters, particularly the ones that produce a visible dust cloud when you pour them or when your cat digs and kicks around in the box. Many of those contain crystalline silica, and that's a completely different substance with a very different health track record. A published medical case study documented a woman who developed end-stage renal failure after 18 years of daily exposure to silica-containing clay cat litter dust. Her kidneys failed as a downstream consequence of what her lungs absorbed over time. Your cat is far closer to that litter than you ever are, breathing in at nose level every single time they dig in, cover their waist, and step back out. Is your cat's litter leaving a visible cloud when you pour it or when they use the box? Tell me in the comments what you're currently using, because the brand and the litter type actually changes the advice here. The breathing to kidney connection. How the lungs set the kidneys up to fail. This is the part that most people never connect, and honestly, once you understand it, it's kind of impossible to stop seeing it everywhere. When your cat inhales irritants on a regular basis, whether that's acetic acid fumes from your cleaning routine or fine silica particles from a dusty clay litter, their body treats those irritants as threats to respond to. That creates low-level chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation doesn't stay politely contained in one place. It circulates throughout the body. Veterinary research on indoor-only cats consistently shows higher rates of chronic kidney disease compared to their outdoor counterparts. And while diet plays the biggest role, the enclosed environment absolutely matters too. A cat breathing concentrated fumes in a small bathroom with a dusty litter box every day is absorbing that into their system, and the kidneys are the organs doing the heavy lifting of filtering it all out. Over months and years, that's cumulative load. The most practical solution is ventilation. Open a window when you clean. Put the litter box in a space with real airflow rather than a sealed powder room with no circulation at all. These sound like small things, and they are, but they add up the same way the damage does. Before we continue, if you're finding this information helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our videos. Share this with other cat owners who need this information. Together, we can help more cats get the relief they deserve. Early warning signs: what your cat's kidneys are trying to tell you. Here is the genuinely frustrating part about kidney disease in cats specifically. By the time real clinical symptoms appear, 70% of kidney function is already gone. That's not an exaggeration. That's just how cats work. They're extraordinary at hiding illness, and their kidneys are extraordinary at compensating until they simply can't anymore. So the early warning signs are subtle enough that most owners miss them for months, sometimes longer. Watch for your cat drinking noticeably more water than usual, which often goes unnoticed if you use a fountain they drink from throughout the day. Watch for more frequent litter box trips, or the opposite, going noticeably less often. Watch for slow, unexplained weight loss over weeks, a coat that has lost some of its usual shine and softness, and a general energy drop you might be tempted to chalk up to normal aging. These things are not just aging, these are early flags. If you have a cat over 8 years old, annual blood work that includes kidney values is genuinely not optional anymore. SDMA testing in particular can detect kidney stress significantly earlier than older blood panels alone, and catching it early is the difference between managing it for years and running out of time much sooner than you should have. Safer swaps: how to clean smarter and choose litter that actually protects them. The good news here is that switching to a safer routine is genuinely not complicated or expensive, and most of it you can actually start to today. For cleaning your cat's actual litter box, the safest approach is unscented dish soap and warm water, rinsed very thoroughly before you refill. For floors and surfaces around the house, plain water or an enzyme-based pet-safe cleaner handles odor without the acid exposure your cat doesn't need. If you genuinely want to use a vinegar solution for something specific, dilute it to at least 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water. Do it in a well-ventilated space, keep your cat entirely out of the room during and after, and rinse the surface with plain water before allowing them back in. For litter, look for products clearly labeled as low dust or dust-free. Amorphous silica gel crystal litters, paper-based options, and pine pellets are all significantly lower dust alternatives that dramatically reduce what your cat breathes in every day at ground level. Read the bag before you buy. If it mentions bentonite clay and produces a visible cloud, that's your signal to look for something else. Small changes in what you clean with and what goes in that box can meaningfully reduce the daily burden on the organs doing the hardest work in your cat's body. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Your cat's kidneys are filtering everything their body comes into contact with every single day, and the things closest to them most often, the litter they dig in and the surfaces cleaned with products you thought were completely harmless, are part of that daily picture. None of this means panic. It means a few smarter swaps and keeping a closer eye on the early signs that something might be quietly off. For prevention and mild environmental concerns, everything we covered today is genuinely within your reach right now. But if your cat is in their senior years or is already showing any of those early warning signs, please get them to a vet for blood work. Catching it early is the most powerful thing you can do for them.